Hey everyone! Welcome back to FAV Studio. In today's adventure, we're heading deep into the Oregon wilderness. While staying at Ainsworth Campground, we planned a day trip to the iconic Mount Hood and the breathtaking Trilllium Lake. We'll take you along for stunning alpine views, crystal clear reflections, kayaking, and one of Oregon's most magical bridges. Let's hit the road. From Ainsworth Campground, we took Highway 84 west toward the town of Hood River, then hopped onto Highway 35 south. The road twisted through the Columbia River Gorge and then climbed steadily into the Mount Hood National Forest. With every turn, the views got better, dense evergreens, flowing rivers, and snow-capped peaks teasing us in the distance. And there it is, Mount Hood. Towering at 11,240 feet, it's the highest point in Oregon and one of the most majestic volcanoes in the Cascade Range. It's not just a mountain, it's a legend. Mount Hood is considered potentially active, but it hasn't erupted since the 1860s. Despite that, it's home to year-round skiing at Timberline Lodge, which you might recognize from The Shining. The historic lodge, built in the 1930s during the Great Depression, is a National Historic Landmark, and one of the most iconic alpine resorts in the country. Despite that, it's home to year-round skiing at Timberline Lodge, which you might recognize from The Shining. The historic lodge, built in the 1930s during the Great Depression, is a National Historic Landmark, and one of the most iconic alpine resorts in the country. Standing in the shadow of Mount Hood feels like stepping into a storybook. This iconic stratovolcano isn't just the tallest point in Oregon, it's a perfect fusion of raw power and serene elegance. Its snow-capped peak pierces the sky, visible from over 100 miles away on a clear day. Whether you're admiring it from the road, hiking its slopes, or simply standing still in its presence, there's a grandeur here that humbles you. Mount Hood is draped in glaciers, 12 of them, feeding icy streams and cascading waterfalls below. The Elliott Glacier, on the northeast face, is the largest and among the most impressive. The landscape around Mount Hood shifts with elevation. At lower levels, lush forests of Douglas fir, cedar, and hemlock dominate. In summer, wildflower meadows burst into bloom, purple lupins, red Indian paintbrush, and golden glacier lilies, all painting the slopes in vibrant color. In spring and summer, hikers explore trails like the Timberline Trail that loops around the mountain. And in autumn, the forests blush with fiery reds and golden yellows, a photographer's dream. Mount Hood isn't just a landmark, it's alive, dynamic, and sacred. Whether you see it once or every day, Mount Hood leaves a mark on your heart. It's the kind of beauty that stays with you long after you've driven away. After soaking in the views at Mount Hood, we drove about 15 minutes south to one of the most photogenic spots in Oregon, Trilllium Lake. After arriving, we took a moment to relax and enjoy some snacks by the shore. With the gentle breeze, stunning mountain views, and the peaceful sounds of nature all around, it felt like the perfect picnic spot, one of those places where time slows down and every bite tastes better just because of the view. This lake was created by a dam on Mud Creek in the 1960s, but it feels completely natural. The water is calm and surrounded by a dense ring of fir trees. And right in the center of the lake's reflection, Mount Hood, perfectly mirrored. It's one of those scenes that doesn't look real, even when you're standing in front of it. You can rent a kayak and paddle across the glassy water. No engines, no crowds, just the sound of the paddle slicing through the surface. It's peaceful, surreal, and one of the best ways to take in the mountain from a different perspective. Whether you want to fish, hike the Loop Trail, or just sit at a picnic table and enjoy the view, Trilllium Lake delivers big time. Arrived at Trilllium Lake, it felt like we stepped into a postcard, perfect, peaceful, and unreal. Nestled in the forest just south of Mount Hood, this lake is the definition of serenity. The water here is calm, so still that it acts like a mirror, holding the reflection of Mount Hood like a dream suspended between sky and earth. In the early morning, when the fog lifts and the wind is quiet, the lake becomes a canvas. You see Mount Hood perfectly mirrored on the surface, snow-capped peak, ridgelines, and all. It's a moment of natural symmetry that stops you in your tracks. Every ripple, every breeze feels like it carries meaning. The reflection changes with the light. In the golden hour, it glows amber and rose. At dusk, the mountain softens to a deep violet, and the lake reflects the changing sky like a watercolor painting. It's like watching a living landscape transform before your eyes. Around the lake, the towering pines stand like silent sentinels. Their dark green silhouettes frame the scene perfectly, adding depth to the already cinematic view. The air is clean and cool, with the scent of damp earth and pine needles. And then there's the water. Paddling a kayak across Trilllium Lake is like floating through a dream. With each stroke, the reflections ripple outward, and it feels like you're gliding through the mountain itself. The silence is profound, no engines, no rush. Just you, the lake, and Mount Hood watching from above. It's not just beautiful, it's soulful. A place where time slows down, and nature speaks in reflections and light. On our way back to Ainsworth Campground, we made one final stop, the Bridge of the Gods. This steel truss bridge spans the Columbia River, connecting Oregon to Washington, and it carries a mythical name. Walking or driving across it, you feel like you're part of something ancient and grand. If you have permit, it's a good place for fishing. As we made it back to Ainsworth Campground, the sun dipped below the horizon, wrapping up an unforgettable day of mountain peaks, mirrored lakes, and legendary crossings. Thanks for joining us on this epic Oregon adventure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to FAV Studio for more incredible road trips and nature escapes. See you on the next one.